This is Stalcraft, and I'm kind of addicted. Out of all the games that released on Steam these past couple months, I did not expect to become so interested in a game that looks like this. Stalcraft is an MMO first-person shooter set in the same universe as the Stalker games. I've put nearly 100 hours in the last month of this game's release, which is a lot for me nowadays. I initially wanted to make a review, but I've decided to hold off for a while. Maybe I'll do it at 1,000 hours, who knows. So instead, I'm just going to talk about why I've been so addicted to this game lately, and try to be entertaining in the meantime. Let's get started. So recently, I've actually been getting into Stalker, and so has the rest of the YouTube algorithm apparently. So it only makes sense that a game like this would come out around this time. And after playing this game, I actually think the Stalker universe actually lends itself very well to an MMO. The series has always been known for interesting locations and pretty amazing atmosphere, and you can kind of feel that here as well. The map is pretty substantial, with many iconic areas showing up in the game, either redesigned or repurposed to make more sense in an online game. The most notable examples are the social areas, such as the bar. There's definitely a sense of liveliness of having actual players that a single player game really just can't replicate. And it made me realize something. Almost everything about the setting of Stalker translates perfectly to MMO mechanics. A bartering and crafting system where you have to travel to new locations and gain reputation by doing tasks for the locals before you can get better gear. Having to fight bandits and mutants as a way of farming materials makes sense in a zone that is hostile to its inhabitants. Even the artifact system translates well to this game. Searching for artifacts in dangerous locations with anomalies to either sell to a merchant or utilize for stat boosts is actually perfect for an online game. The PvP in this game is also very fitting, but I'll talk more about that later. Not to mention, the music in this game absolutely slaps. The way combat works in this game is that everyone is friendly inside the hub areas, but as soon as you leave these areas, PvP is enabled. You can kill players of opposing factions while players in the same faction stay friendly. This is a core design philosophy that the entire game is built around. Whether or not you like this will pretty much determine how long you play this game. The ones that don't like this mechanic will probably drop this game, but the ones that do, such as myself, will probably repeatedly come back to this game even long after we finish the story mode. The developers expand on this by incorporating the PDA system from Stalker. There is a number on the top right of your HUD that indicates the number of players within the minimap. What it doesn't tell you is what faction that player is a part of, and instead plays a sound effect when the player number changes. This creates a moment of uncertainty, causing players to stop what they're doing and quickly assess their surroundings, which I think keeps the moment-to-moment gameplay pretty refreshing. Here's an example from a clip of my own gameplay. For those 2 to 3 minutes, I was completely engaged in the game. It's really interesting, because a mechanic like this I don't think would work in a traditional first-person shooter, but works perfectly in an MMO, where player interaction is not only encouraged, but a key part of the game. It can create tense moments as well as moments of downtime and unique experiences with other players. I've had so many little interactions and run-ins with random players that I can honestly make entire videos just talking about them. It not only reminds me of the unscripted events that people often praise the original Stalker games for having, but it can also surpass what was possible in the original games. I have another clip that perfectly encapsulates what I'm talking about, and is actually a clip of my very first kill in this game on another player. Let's take a look at it, and I'll talk about some things afterwards to close off the video. Wait, wasn't that right next to us?
Yeah.
Oh shit. No, that was, didn't we just see a kill cam? I want to check the body, yeah. This is near the house. That might be a player. There's usually not players near, there's usually not NPCs near that. Let me switch guns to the AK. It says 4. I know one of our teammates is right behind us. But where is this other guy? Might be in the house, maybe? I'm trying to see if I can see shit. Might be in the tunnel, maybe? We have a teammate here with us. There's 3 of us. There's 3 stalkers and maybe 1 guy. Oh, in the house! Let's go. This was the moment I knew this game was special. The game's mechanics allowed that unscripted event to happen. The proximity kill cam alerts players when someone is killed in the same instance you are in, and it even shows a death skull on the minimap. What was even more incredible was that a random third person joined us without any communication on our part. The game's inherent system mechanics gave that random player the tools to quickly understand the assignment without us needing to tell them anything. That's pretty amazing game design on the devs' part. I think this small team has managed to address an issue a lot of MMOs with bigger budgets than them have. A big problem I have with MMOs is that once you get to a certain point, you find yourself quite literally doing the exact same things over and over with no real variability. Farming routes or missions will always play out the same way. I've been to that house in the swamp countless times, but the player interactions makes each one of those times I pass the house just different enough so that it doesn't feel so monotonous. That alone makes this game very special, in my opinion, when compared to its competitors. With that being said, the game is not perfect. The game is grindy, and some of the main quest design in this game can be very frustrating or obtuse, that it almost made me reconsider continuing this game. But what is good is very good. This game really feels like a true Stalker game once you get past the main storyline and have the freedom to now do whatever you want or create your own goals. And the developers clearly love their game and have a lot of plans for 2023. They specifically outline that the North American version of the game is going to go in a different direction than their main client in Russia, and I'm curious to see what that means for the future and what they choose to implement. In the meantime, I'll continue to play it until I either decide to move on or it just stops being fun. And I hope some of you that watch this video decide to give this game a fair look. In the meantime, I got some pickles to farm. See you in the next one. Happy New Year.
И позовет в объятия первоцвет. Инфернальный смех, вода по стеклу. Смиренно пущу в твое сердце.